Hello everyone, glad to be here with you again. I'm Peter from Crypto Wales, and today we will have a thorough look to Bitcoin and Ethereum's chart. Before moving to the chart, don't forget to subscribe on our channel to get the latest analysis of the market and follow our Facebook and Instagram accounts to get the free, highly profitable signals in this market. I don't want to keep you long, and let's go to the chart. First of all, we can see a kind of overview of Bitcoin's chart in daily frame, and we have somehow experienced the ATH on 10th of November with, if I'm not mistaken, 68,000, and then we have this descending trend somehow, although the chart was trying to move up and the bullish market was trying to overwhelm the bearish. We couldn't see the result of their success. Sometimes in this period, almost toward the end of the last year, we saw a kind of a trend of ascending, but again it decreased and the market falls to almost 33,000. And recently, due to the meeting and the Fed, broadcast and their meeting that they shared in the, media, we had again another bearish movement. Actually, we were expecting that. Anyway, let's go and check that with a little bit closer time frame. Now this is the time frame of 4 hours. First of all, I just don't want to move much more backward in order to see the left side of the market a lot, because we are not going to trade, or we are not going to investigate a new coin. It is actually a very prominent one. Most of you might have seen the chart and you know what had been going on before these movements. So I'm just trying to give a thorough background and give the latest analysis of the Bitcoin at the moment. First of all, on this part, let me specify that almost from this period here, which is, let me see, yeah, almost 18th, 19th April, we had a kind of hope, because this orange dynamic resistance line was broken, and it was also broken by a very strong candle, as you see. I'm zooming in, and necessary to mention that this green static resistance was also broken. And then we were waiting for pullback. We saw the pullback here, almost 22nd of April. We were waiting for a kind of bullish movement, and we were waiting for 45,000 area. But actually, there was a kind of loss of hope. So the market actually, we can say that the bulls didn't have enough power, and they weren't powerful enough to change the trend. Again, the bears were the winners, and at the moment, again, in the last weeks, somehow, on 26th of April, we got somehow a little bit hope of passing this resistance line, passing this critical resistance line of 40,000, but again we were unsuccessful. And finally, due to the statistics which was published by Fed, again we saw this enormous descending of the market that we saw. Yes, it touched actually 35,000, liquidating and margin calling lots of accounts on different exchanges, as you saw the chart. Now, what will happen? What will happen after that? If we if we consider this as another dynamic resistance line, first of all, in order to get another hope of ascending the market, ascending the price, we need to see such a movement that it should come here. The price should logically should pass these areas, have another pullback to this line, or maybe until here, and then we can see the bullish market in this way, and then it will touch 45,000. This is actually a prediction, and it needs to be investigated on fundamentals too, on especially on the latest Fed meetings, and the meetings and the statistics which were published by SEC, and lots of factors needs to be considered. At the moment, I don't see any sign of this bullish market, frankly, and for a long time. I mean, from this point, almost 6th of April until 21 or 26th of April, we were totally, we were bothered actually. Professional traders know what I'm talking about, because it was kind of range market, and it wasn't a complete range market that we could, see the swing highs and swing lows. It was just descending. However, it was a kind of range. Let me show you. Yeah, it's exactly in this part that we were trapped in an highly bothering range market. And also we had that before. In this part, we had also this range market. It was bothering us a lot. It was bothering our, members also a lot, because we couldn't share very profitable signals due to these conditions, because not only don't we want to put possessions and put their investment on risk, but we also couldn't find the most appropriate opportunity to trade. Anyway, this was a kind of scenario. As I said, this was the ascending scenario. This was the bullish scenario that we talked about. And what if the price continues to go on this way, which I don't believe that. This red area, let me extend it a little bit. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. This the area between these this green resistance line and the red support line, again, it is highly important and highly critical. It is the area of 37,000. Most probably, we will be in a range market again. If the bulls can come up and can show themselves to the bears, and most probably it will increase maybe until 40,000, and then we may have a kind of range for some time while we will wait the recharging of the market, and then it will come up or come down, which we are going to decide which side does the market want to go. Now, what about the ascending scenario? What about if we call it kind of, some people call it a catastrophe. Actually, that's not a catastrophe, because in either way you can earn your profit. Now, the most important, let's go to the daily frame. This is auto. Yeah. Almost 30,000, 28,000 is the most important and critical support line that we have after that. Now, considering this, let's go back to the 4 hours. Now it's fine, I think. Considering the descending scenario, the price is actually somehow actually totally lower than 37,000. So first of all, we need a little pump and a little bit sharp movement from the bulls in order to pass this line. But if they are not powerful enough, and if the fear still dominates the market and the feelings of the traders, most probably we will have this trend that it will be a little bit kind of pullback, and then the next stopping line would be 30,000. Although I think it is, not very probable, but we shouldn't deny that, and we shouldn't ignore that, because there are lots of factors. There are lots of countries, companies, and organizations, especially smart money. They don't let Bitcoin fall until 30,000, in my opinion. And our actually, we came to an agreement with our analysts. But as I said, we shouldn't ignore that. And we should keep in mind that it is totally possible that all of these factors, instances that I have mentioned, might be ignored and the price may descend. Actually, as I said, in either way, the professional traders and our members too know how to get their profit in this market. Especially in descending, it's much more in a bearish market, it's much more easier to get the profit. We have always said that. We have always showed that, just in order to show it, if we could enter, I don't say that we can enter here. It's not possible. It's actually an ideal trading that I don't think anyone can perform that. Just let's say we find the signal here. I mean, we find the sign of entry point here, and we can enter here. Look at this R&R. Again, I don't say that we can get the whole, the whole position. No, it's not possible, because we are actually managing the risk, and we put the stop loss somehow. Let's say here. Yes, the R to R is 12.66. It is an ideal, right? It's a very, very ideal R&R that most of traders are actually looking for that. So what I want to say is that you shouldn't wait for the bullish market. That, yeah, I'm waiting when the trend changes, and when the market changes to a bullish trend, then I will enter. No, actually, it's much more harder, because you need to predict the pullbacks. You need to, you need to recognize the dynamic and static support and resistance area, support and resistance lines. You need to consider lots of things, because it is ascending, and there is a greed on the market. But when there is fear, it's something like, how can I say? It's something like thunderbolt. It just happens, and then you are going to be the one who will be happy from this positions, from this bearish market, not others or mature traders. Okay, now this was a quick overview and a thorough analysis of the Bitcoin in 13 minutes, 4 hours, and daily time frames. What I recommend you is to follow us on other weeks that we will publish the analysis, and let's see which scenario is getting more empowered and getting more authentic, because at the moment we are just waiting for a sign from the market. The market at the moment is in a fear. We need to see how it will react when it gets a little bit stabilized. All right, now let's go to the Ethereum. Yeah, here. Okay. All right, you can see the Ethereum's chart here in daily time frame again. Again, I don't want to emphasize on the left side of the market, because you know what has been going on. This is just the some fundamentals that we need to discuss. Just want to emphasize on the ATHs of Ethereum on 8th of November and 1st of December of last year. We can see the top heads here. We had already informed our members. I'm sure they remember that when we told them that these are the most critical and important signs of starting a descending market, starting a bearish market, and it happened. The market started to fall significantly. So let me remove these. Actually, we don't need them. Oh, right. Then the market starts to the market starts to descend dramatically, and until almost 11th of March. Yeah, 11th or 12th of March, the market showed actually another, trend. It showed actually another movement that we had already recognized it as a bullish trend. You see this orange dynamic uh, support line. We saw that the market is reacting to this line somehow, and it was going up. If I can show you with this EMA, you can see that, yeah, exactly after this green support, a green static supportive line, which is almost 2,800. The price was actually past the EMA. Our EMA, my EMA information is, yeah, you can see 50 high, low, close. And it was a very clear sign that the market starts to change. We were waiting for a pullback, but actually we saw that it was a breakout failure setup, and the market started to descend later because of the fundamental reasons. That in order to if you want to discuss that, it will take much more time. So I don't want to deal with them at the moment. The market started to continue. Actually, it started to continue its bearish trend from 5th of April, from 3rd of April. And at the moment, what I wanted to emphasize till now, I wanted to say that despite common belief, Ethereum is actually in a bearish trend. It's not a bullish one, and it is not actually the how can I say it is not the pullback of that uh, bullish trend. Someone call it a bullish starting of a bullish trend, and this is the pullback. No, actually, in daily time frame, it shouldn't take this much. It shows the insufficient power of the market if it takes this much time to show the almost, we can say, almost 1 month to pull back. Come on, it's not that much logical. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. This was again due to the Fed meeting and the descending of Bitcoin as well. Now, the scenarios that we have here. First of all, the bullish scenario says that we have to at least pass this line, pass this green static supportive line, until somehow 3,000, which is very clear, very obvious, and still very vital resistance area. And then I missed that. Yeah, starting from here to somehow 3,000, and then we may have a pullback to this green line somehow in the middle of it, again no problem, and then we will see the continuance of the trend. As I mentioned in Bitcoin chart, I don't believe that this would happen as this much earlier, because we don't see that fundamental reasons. We need to think logically, right? What are the reasons that we may see such a scenario in the future? The most probable scenario that I think would happen is that the market should rest a little bit and take its energy again. In other words, we may have a kind of range boring market, somehow reacting to these support and resistance lines. But generally, we are not going to talk about a trend in the future days. Again, it's a probability. It depends on highly depends on the fundamental publishers and from the fundamental meetings that we have, like SEC or Fed meetings or related ones. These fundamental factors are going to specify the continuous trend of the market. Now that cryptocurrency on these last months, it is highly dependent on the stocks. We have already seen that. So it highly also depends on the stock market as well. And the next scenario, which lots of people believe that it will happen, including some of our analysts, is that again we will have the same pattern, and we will have, the this kind of trend reacting to this yellow resistance line, yet the market should descend. It is also possible, it is also probable and highly probable, because the reasons are showing that, we don't see the power in the market. We don't see, we can see the fear in the market. So we can see that especially United States has been dealing with the inflation in these last months after the pandemic. So there are lots of valid and authentic reasons that the market should continue this trend. Yet, as I mentioned before, when you know how to trade, when you know the reacting times, when you know the reacting points that the market will react to which areas, to which lines, then you will be able to get your profit and then leave the market. You are not going to be in the market the whole day. No, actually, it's not possible. Our members know that we are not sending signals 24 hours a day. So there are some days that we couldn't send the signal. And that is because we don't want to put their investment at risk. That is the main reason. When you are sure about something, when you recognize the trend of something, the rest of it must be a glass of water. Anything. Now, we actually explained the all probable scenarios in Bitcoin chart and in Ethereum chart. I just want to emphasize on a little point here that if you are a scalper, you are not going to pay attention to these time frames. The most appropriate time frames are 5 minutes and 1 minute, as you can see, if you are a scalper. And if you want to trade with medium risk somehow, the best time frames are 30 minutes, 1 hour. And if you want to trade on a little bit long-term investment, if you want to have a little bit long-term investment on the market, 4 hours and daily time frame are going to be the best for you. Please tell your comments. Please publish your comments if there are any points that we can work on it, because you have already known that we are getting our energy from your ideas, from your more highly respected comments. Thank you so much. Have a nice evening, and I hope that we will see each other after a week with the new and latest analysis. Thank you.